I'm
That's
saying?
great, dude.
Yeah, so
That's
just
great.
just being able to build this platform up, like I said, but I'm looking at stuff that you and Andrew are doing. It's like, yeah, they don't give a fuck when it comes to like their comedy. Like y'all are
Yeah.
just like, yo, we go build our brand, we go be us, and if the industry want to fuck with us, cool. If not, fuck them. Because we still getting money anyways.
Well, we wouldn't have done it if we got accepted off rip. If they just loved us, I'd have been the biggest. Hey, man, I got to go network at this party. I got to kiss up to this guy, this guy, this guy. Now I think I don't have to. And again, I think that's where it's like almost divine work. Like I just wasn't listening to God, and He was like, I just keep taking shows until He gets it. Keep taking money until He gets it. And now He's like, look, you get to be you now. You get to be you the way you want to be you. He knows I hate networking. I hate
Right.
kissing ass. I'm terrible at it. I'm very see-through when I do it. So like he was just like,
We
just
don't believe
don't
you,
even
man.
worry about all that. Yeah, nobody believes it.
How did you link up with Andrew?
So super early. It was like my second week in New York, maybe. We didn't become like really close friends after this, but I was doing a show in Brooklyn. Hadia Robinson, very funny comedian. It was her room in Brooklyn, I believe. And so somebody told me about it. So I just go out there. It's like deep in Brooklyn somewhere. I don't even remember where. I had no idea where I was. Show ends up getting canceled. I meet Andrew, this white dude with like a mohawk wearing these skinny jeans back before I knew skinny jeans were fashionable. And that's what everybody was doing. And I was like, who is this nerd, dude? But then I'm like, oh, he's at all black room. So he's probably not like a pussy or whatever. But he just says, what's up? Show gets canceled. And he says, hey, do you want to ride back to the city? And I'm like, oh, yeah, absolutely. That'd be great. In the car, we just start talking and all of our tastes on comedy is aligned. Like we both loved Bill Burr. This is before Burr had popped. The Philadelphia thing had happened, but he hadn't popped yet. We both loved TK Kirkland. We both loved like all these random comics all the way. We're just doing bits back and forth. And I was like, oh, this guy is cool, but we didn't hang out. And then I hung out with him another time, like a few months later, and it was cool. And I saw him on stage and he ripped. Like this is when I'm still bombing. He's ripping. And then eventually I legit went back home for 2 months and I was thinking about moving back to LA. And this was like after almost a year living in New York. And after 2 months, I said, let me go back and give it one more chance before I just quit on New York. I'm not going to quit comedy. But I was really thinking about going back to LA. And so I go back and I'm like, you know what? I have fun when I hang out with Andrew. Let's go hang out at this place he is called the Village Lantern. And the Village Lantern is where you do the barking, where you stand
Yeah,
outside and
I
get
love
people to
Village
come in.
Lanterns. I go up when
Yeah.
I'm there.
So I was there hanging out for like a week, getting up whenever, 2 weeks, a month, maybe. At some point, Andrew's like, just bark, dude. And I'm not even above it. I mean, probably on some level, but also I'm like, yo, I don't think I get anybody in. Like, I'm nervous asking these people to come see me when I know I'm a bomb. But I did it, and then he and I would just talk after the show and just rap about comedy or whatever. And we just clicked on I think if you're a comedian and you click with somebody's comedic sensibilities, that's enough for a friendship right there. But also, like, we're both super loyal and like all these other things, and it just became a close friendship really quickly.
Yeah, man. That's a phenomenal thing. What do you feel like you've learned the most since working with him?
His work ethic is maniacal. And I don't even know if I can match it, to be honest. Sometimes it's like intimidating. Like he can obsess over like, he was talking about his special and I think he was up in his studio until 3 a.m. How do I walk out on stage?
Holy shit.
I saw him doing a theater that he's not even putting out for any big thing. It's just that, hey, he tapes all his shows. The introduction for how he walks on stage. Now, granted, he's back in New York and he's from New York and it's important, but like the amount of time he spent on the intro, it's a really fucking amazing intro with like this certain song and then the lights hit in a certain way, but he spent 2 hours with the lighting people trying to get the lights exactly right. They still fucked it up. But 2 hours on an intro for a show, you don't shoot, you don't film, you don't put out. And that's where I'm like, honestly, at some point it's unhealthy.
Right.
But that's where I'm like, oh, that's why he is where he is. Anybody who thinks he doesn't deserve it, now I think everybody gets it. But for a long time, people would like, oh, your friend is an asshole or whatever. He's not that funny. They didn't want to give it up to him. And I'd be there. And I'm a guy that hates hard and loves hard. If I think you're trash, I'm going to let everybody know. If I think you're great, I'm going to let everybody know. And I was like, y'all, what are y'all not seeing? This guy's the best in our class. Like, I'm a cocky guy, I think, with comedy. I'd give it up to this guy. But that's what I got from him is it's not like some natural gift. It is obsessive work ethic.
You know, I stumbled upon Andrew super early. He was on my radar super early. I consider myself a comedy nerd. And
Right.
it probably was around the time, maybe Guy Code, at least. Because, you know, I don't
Right.
live in New York, but at least since the Guy Code days,